Out fashions, USA!
Let her through, let her, yeah.
It matters. It all matters. The world will tell you that you are nothing. You have shown them in just the last 10 days that we are everything. The last 10 days, you almost broke down a whole establishment in 10 days. 10 days. Imagine what will happen if y'all keep showing up. Stop. Just know the world. Just know that the world is watching you. They see you. You make a difference. You matter. Your presence here matters. They can talk all they want on blogs and social media, but guess what? They at home because they scared of the power that lies inside of each and every one of you. Not scared because you're violent. Not scared because you're going to hurt somebody. They're scared because you're realizing how powerful you are. The weakness they've convinced us that we have, they've convinced us that we have, is what we live by. You have shown them that that's not who you are. Show them every day. It is my honor and my privilege to come back home and march side by side with each and every one of you. The people who fight the traffic, the medics who did an amazing job of gathering us up and putting us back together when they're beating our asses. All of it all matters. Whether you're at a boardroom, whether you're out here in the streets, whether you're the moment. Because this moment will live forever. And you will all go down in history as the people who made it happen. So don't ever let anybody tell you you're less than you are because you proved them different this week. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. It don't matter if it's cold. It don't matter if you're tired. Take a breath when you need it. Rest when you need it. But show back up. Because this thing right here is changing the world.
So earlier this week, watch the streets, you see really hard. It disappeared real quick. If you're like where I'm standing, I can still see a little shadow of it. And that keeps happening. I think it said murder. But this has happened before. This happened in the summertime. That some people bless the streets. There's something that said defund RPD. They immediately covered it up. They tried to make it look like it was never there. But if you walk down Main Street, you can still see the shadow of it. It's just like all the blood that's on their hands. Yeah. It's much, I don't know how many of you like Shakespeare, you know. Getting your head trying to wash out that spot, but
Can't do it. Can't get it out.
That's what this reminds me of. Every time that we come out here, they try to cover it up. They try to make it look like it's something that it's not. If you are on Twitter and you look at the RPD's actual official Twitter page, our tax dollars are being funded to pay somebody to straight up lie.
Yep.
On Monday, when we were out here, we were in front of that barrier. They said we took down the barrier.
They did.
The barrier moved a couple of inches to the left. I was there. I saw it. Nothing happened. Yesterday, they said something like someone is trying to ignite something in the back. They were burning sage. I got into an argument with a cop. Well, I found out he was a cop online because I was pissed off because when we came here on Sunday, the day they decided not to attack us for exercising our First Amendment rights, the first thing they said as soon as we got here was the protesters are in front of the public safety building. Let's work together. You beat us. Yeah. You shut up a church. Yeah. You chased us down State Street with dogs that they said they don't have. Well, what the hell was that thing walking on all fours on a leash?
It was a pig.
I don't want to kick shame, but and they want to work together. Somebody told me maybe they were talking about the neo-Nazis that were going around. That's why y'all need a party. That's a suicide party. But what I want to implore of all of you, check these people. They will say anything to make this movement look like it's something that it's not. They said that we were throwing frozen water bottles at them. Frozen? How do you freeze something from 2 blocks that way all the way to here? None of us have any liquid nitrogen. You need a license for that. They said we were throwing improvised explosive devices. How? Just because you bought an MRAP with our goddamn money doesn't mean that we have mines. It's impossible. We were throwing rocks? Where? In the streets? Is it from the potholes from then fix the pothole. That's gonna pay like you don't get $100 million. I'm sorry. Streets needs to be fixed. How many teachers could have been paid off of the MRAP that they had? They train that they claim they don't have. That LRAP, if any of y'all have ever experienced an LRAP, it's not pleasant. It's just a loud sonic device. It gives you nausea, it gives you a headache, it gives you a migraine. I was dizzy for a long time and I'd already got off the dizzy spell. You know? That's our taxes. We're getting paid to get beat up. There's only certain places where you should be allowed to be paid to get beat up. There are children here. I'm not going to talk about that. Consent is key. I didn't consent to get tear gas though. No. I didn't consent to get pepper spray. I didn't consent to get beat, to have on that, I got a real light. I know a lot of people have black eyes. They have like giant things on their chest. I saw somebody have like a can of mace sprayed into its face, empty, thrown at him, and then they jumped over the barrier and beat him. We paid for that. We are paying for them to beat the shit out of us. All I'm saying is I want a refund.
What? This racist system! What? This racist system! What? This racist system! Stop what? White supremacy! Stop what? White supremacy! Stop what? White supremacy! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Period.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It's good to be back. I survived the fires. Thought we were gonna have to evacuate for a minute, but we didn't. So that was good. Still keeping an eye on things just in case the wind changes or the weather changes or something crazy goes on. So that way we can make sure we're out in time. I've been keeping track on, there's this Twitter called Portland, Oregon Alerts. And it updates every 5 minutes or less with all the latest breaking fire, police department, any kind of that activity. So yeah, thanks for tuning into my stream tonight. Obviously, we're going to keep a close eye on what's happening with that, the fires, and also what's going on with the protests.
Summer season! Oh yeah! Summer season! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Summer season! Oh yeah! Alright, thanks. We're gonna have a moment of silence to recall Wildfires in honor of Summer Taylor, who died fighting for Black Lives. For Summer Taylor, who was murdered fighting for Black Lives. Yes. On a positive note, while we're here, so you can think of something positive while we're here too, for those of you where this is really intense. Diaz love. When I say Diaz, you say love. Diaz love. Diaz love. Diaz love. Diaz love. Diaz love. Diaz just got released from jail.
But the people living in these communities are resilient, and already they found ways to help one another. You may remember the Sharon family. Earlier this week, they, like many other families, discovered their home in Gates was gone. Oh my God, it's our house!
We were flooded with people contacting us, wanting to help, wanting to know what they could do.
Cindy Sharon's niece in Texas even started a GoFundMe for her family.
It made us feel really good. It was nice to have such support from the community.
But it also made them think about the countless others up and down the Santiam Canyon who also needed help. That's when she decided to do something about it.
I contacted a friend of mine. I told her, hey, I'm in my trailer. I don't have internet, but this is what I want to do. How can I make this happen?
She was hopeful and upbeat, and she says, I've got this idea, and I didn't know who to call, so I thought I'd call you, and you were on my mind, and this is how it all started. So I just basically got my notebook out and started taking notes.
And Dina Freris says just about 24 hours later,
the blessing of community, of small community, is that we all know each other really well.
They were able to set up the Santiam Canyon Wildfire Relief Fund through Santiam Hospital's Service Integration Team, known as SIT.
They are an established 501c3, and so it became really clear that we could swiftly set up a fund specific for fire relief.
The team already responds to needs in the community with representatives from many different agencies and community businesses. The idea is that the team at Santiam Hospital will be the go-between, vetting and connecting people in need with people who can give.
And we want to be a receptacle to manage all of those ideas and offers of support to make sure that they get matched up with effectively with those who need it most in the community in a fast way. We're pivoting the Santiam fire into Santiam resilience and how we're going to move forward.
If you want to do something for us, that's what we want you to do, so we can help others.
Cindy Sharon says it's not necessarily even about giving money, it's about giving anything you can to help these communities rebuild. Again, the name of the fund is the Santiam Canyon Wildfire Relief Fund. They're expecting that people will be able to donate online by tomorrow at santiamhospital.org. And by the way, Sharon says her first deposit is going to be the money that she got in her GoFundMe. We'll have more information on all this on our KGW website.
Creek Fire and Lion's Head and Riverside cover 440,000 acres. They are so hot and have burned so far, it may take winter rains and snow to snuff out their flames. The good news is the howling winds have calmed and moist air is coming to the rescue next week. Fire bosses reported progress in several areas of the state, but thick smoke is still keeping aircraft down, leaving the battle on the ground. Governor Brown said she's asking for help across the country and personally spoke with President Trump last night.
Either was on Air Force One or getting onto Air Force One. I explained to him that the situation on the ground was extremely dire, that at that point in time we had roughly 40,000 Oregonians who had been evacuated. The extent of the fire damage, he said, you have all of our support. Please let us know what you need, and God bless Oregon.
The state got approval from FEMA for disaster aid on at least 15 of the fires and also for help with housing and other disaster relief supplies. The state is still finalizing.
Something is wrong. The energy is off. We gotta go back to unifying this. And I love you.
I won't take up too much of your time. I just want to say something. My name is Serena. And I have 2 things to say. The first thing I'm going to say, I want to address my Africans. The ones who were born on the continent. The ones who came to America either through student visa, through marriage, or however you came to the United States. I want to address the Africans. The ones who were born on the continent and live in America now. We cannot sit on the sidelines. We cannot be complacent. We cannot shut our eyes anymore. We cannot. Because once you're on this soil, once you're in America, you are no longer an African. You are a black person. And you are treated as a black individual. The colonizers are going to treat you like the same way that they have treated the people that they stole from our continent. We will no longer sit on the sidelines. This is going to every African living in Rochester. You must rise up now. You know, to stand silent is to take the opposite side. If I catch you on the streets and you're talking about, oh, but they should have obeyed the police. Oh, they should have obeyed the command. Fuck that! You have cut our people. You have cut our people from Ubuntu. Ubuntu means your pain is my pain. Your joy is my joy. Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
For anyone who dares to come after me.
Alright, I'm about to hit y'all with a quick poem, and after that, we coming back to that chant. And after we do that, I really want y'all to know, this right here, I want the motherfucking pigs, I want them to hear that when they sleep tonight. I want them to hear what freedom sound like when they sleep tonight. Let them hear the motherfucking beat hit this ground. They need to hear it. They need to hear what all this marching been about. Why we've been walking these streets every single day. They need to know why we've been out in these streets all summer. I ain't fucking around. I better, like, after I do this poem, y'all better be making sure y'all make this ground shake. Y'all better make sure this ground trembles. Y'all better make sure RPD hear you when they fucking sleep tonight. These motherfuckers. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. These racist cops have got to go. If flying grants the ability to defy gravity, love is the indefinite measure needed to defy reality. Right. The black lotus is a renegade child born with eyes aplenty, petals a blank, stem untouched, blossoming vibrations through the beat stream of agonistic humidity. Strum petal, strum stem, beat the dirt, strum root, mistress of Hercules, Cinderella adorns you, soil queen, earth goddess, rise above the beat, beat. Beat the beat to ascension. Musical mischief beset your existence. Resistance, your virtue, resistance. Like the afflictions that besiege you. Murky waters only to keep you. Clashing the cymbals, crescendo to your tempo. Lotus be a symbol of faith for the people. Cause your people are dying, not knowing who they're kin to. Budding implosions, kamikaze explosion, expose them to the celestial bodies. Isis gave birth to a speck of dust. Gravity raised his baby under the force of oppression. Oppression, no beauty, but dust saw the beauty in being held down. Dust had still rise when gravity said violently. But Dust said to her father, earthbound angels don't have wings, Papa. We are fighting our sticks, fighting our feet. We stand, Papa. That's what your mama taught us to do, Papa. Elevate when the beat cracks. Elevate when the beat cracks. The crack when the break back. The black got a neck standing. The black got a neck standing. Overstanding beat the oppression. Understanding beat the depression. Understanding beat the depression. Black Lord is sprinkling the dirt. Spark the dreams. Dreams become reality. Politics and poverty can't take away your liberty to love through the pain. Love through the hurt. Arise to your dreams when the beat hit the dirt. The beat hit your people because they can't take the hurt. Take the hurt with your dreams and the sin for your people. Take the pain with the beauty. Smile big for your people. We are all products of our environment. Not always influenced to do better or be better. If you want more, you gotta do more. You want happiness, you gotta be joy. You want peace, you gotta have strong mind. You wanna overcome fear, you gotta engulf yourself with courage. You want life, you better breathe. Breathe like you own the copyrights to the beat. The beat can't tame what it doesn't understand. You tame that beat, you take your life into your hands. Strong pedal, strong stem, beat the dirt, strong roots. Black Lotus arising from the beat, beat. Ah. That's it. Let him hear that battle cry. Let him hear them beat stop. But that's what freedom sound like, y'all. And I'm not playing. Y'all keep that march in your feet. I hope y'all hear that shit tonight when you sleep. Let me get 5 seconds. I do need something to drink some money. Before we do that, I just need y'all to do one more thing. Is y'all ready? Yeah. Y'all, what I'm about to say. Let my people go! Let my people go! Let my people go! about to be a motherfucking volcano. Started from the bottom now. Y'all not ready? Y'all not ready? Say it again. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start low.
Real out here.
I see y'all, man. I see y'all. People go, let my people go.
Yeah, I was going to
Mods. Oh my god, you guys, I totally accidentally blocked somebody and I really didn't mean to. Oh, here, hold on. Sorry. I'm sorry. Lex. Hey, baby. I accidentally blocked her and I didn't mean her. I didn't mean to. Can we have her unblocked? Hold on, you guys. Everybody stop commenting for just 1 second. Please, hold on. It was. Please, I really did not mean to. Yeah. It was an accident, you guys. I meant to block somebody else. I feel so bad. I will personally reach out and tell them I'm so sorry. I did not mean to block you. I told Lex who it was if we can unblock them.
Oh my gosh! So many people in a block! Andrew?
Let my people go out. Let my people go out. Let my people go out. Let my people go out.
It's okay. I blocked him.
Let my people go out. Let my people go out. And I hear you clap them hands. Let my people go out. 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 Let my people go it down. So when I say here we go. Let my people go. Let my people go. Let my people go.
All right, love you guys. Thanks for watching.
Damn, just like that, she shut her stream. Chris, what's going on, bud? Thanks for tuning back in, Chris. Well, you came to the right place then, I guess. Oh yeah. Smoke bowl. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see my hands more. It's funny, I forgot about that. What are you smoking on? I got some pretty mid-grade shit. I'm just shopping around for the best, cheapest weed I can find around here. So I don't like to spend a lot of money on anything. Sometimes I'll splurge, but just papers. Might get stricken down for having the mainstream media up there, so far no riots. Still early. Yeah, it's only 8:30 here. I'll try to find something from Portland. Our air quality is shit, so there might not be many people out from Portland tonight. Hell no, Antifa ain't setting these fires. You know better than that, Chris. Come on. The FBI and everybody else has been like, stop believing that because it's not true. There's been a few people arrested for arson, but they haven't been connected to anything political, such as Antifa or Trump supporters or Proud Boys or Patriot Prayer or whatever. What else? Whatever else is out there. Yeah. I mean, I could see why you would fucking think that, because there's been a lot of assholes setting fires in Portland claiming that they're with Antifa, but so that makes it look like, yeah, it would be Antifa setting fires, but I mean, Antifa's more setting fires on fucking businesses and government buildings and shit, not forest fires, wildfires and shit. I'm trying to see if I can get Twitter here.
love you too, Melanie.
So, Chris, I have a question. Where have you been hearing these rumors? I know a lot of people have been talking about it lately. I don't know where it's all coming from.
We're good, Melanie. There's only like 27 more minutes. So I think it doesn't seem like anything is going to happen. But then again, we were 2 blocks away from finishing that march when we all got kettled. So I guess anything could happen between now and 11 o'clock. But everybody comment where you're watching from. Love to see it. Okay, they're fanning Payne because he was running.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going in Portland tonight because of the air quality. Shit. It's absolutely shit. It's not safe to be outside. But it's okay to crack the window for 10 minutes if it's too hot in your apartment. Just have to, That's a pretty big leap to conclusion, considering there's like wildfires every single year on the West Coast.
Alright, Yellow, just in case you couldn't hear, Danielle and the other organizers tonight leaving with a song and the Asada chant, having everybody get home, get some rest, and be back out tomorrow. Just keep calling for justice. I always try to end with asking people to go to Free the People Rock, Free the People ROC on Facebook and Twitter, FTP ROC is usually the handle. Yep, we're heading out. Yeah, definitely, like I mentioned, always try to refocus back on Free the People as the organizers, and also to focus back on the demands. So,
There's Portland, Mandy. I don't
if someone
know.
can put the demands in the chat, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, go to Free the People Rocks Facebook page, look for the big yellow graphics, one that says Justice for Daniel Prude and the other that has the list of demands, some of which have already been met thanks to the fantastic organizing by Free the People Rock and so many people coming out to support them. So if you're able to make it out, please come out. If you can't make it, there's lots of other ways to support. Contact City Council, contact the county legislator in New York State on the demands and help keep pushing for it. right, I'm gonna sign off. We'll see you. Hope to see y'all out here tomorrow, as many as possible in person.
No.
And those who can't make it, do what
Oh,
you can.
hi, you're there.
Not only by contacting
There you go. Gotta get
elected
nourished.
officials, but also within your friend
No.
circle, your family, at work. If you have a faith organization, whatever circles you're in, try to bring equity and justice into the conversation. Trying to build better communities. One of my personal favorite ways to look at it is what Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community. He has speeches about that.
You guys are hilarious.
I know a lot of people have probably only heard some of the
Quiet
biggest
night.
speeches he's done.
I think everybody around
But he wrote
where I'm from is pretty fucking just
and spoke a lot more than what
still
you
in
may have already
shock from
heard,
the
so
fires, and
community.
the rest of the country seems like they're winding down.
And again, Free the People Rock.
Might call the stream a little early.
I'm gonna walk back with everybody.
I found an awesome barbecue show on Netflix.
Back out tomorrow.
Kind of want to binge watch it.
Good night, everyone.
Chris, how long do you usually stay up for the riots, man?
Black Lives Matter, are you black?
Yeah, I'm brown.
No, you're not black.
I'm brown.
Were your people slaves here in America?
My people were here before the white man came here, and they were enslaved by the fucking Spanish.
No, they weren't, bro.
Yeah, they were. My fucking grandfather was a first generation
What is
citizen.
this?
First generation.
Yeah, right. Because we were here first, long before slavery, nothing.
Who the Indians? Who the Indians?
Yeah,
Because this is
indigenous.
their land.
That's right.
Do you know your history?
Yes, I do.
Well, then get the fuck out of here.
This is my history.
Black Lives Matter. You're not
That's
black.
right. I'm brown.
Black.
You're right. I'm brown.
Not
Forgive
black.
me.
You're proud of what?
I'm melanated.
Proud of what? You a fucking
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, yeah, protesting's kind of on the back burner right now just because so many people had to evacuate and so much terrible shit happened. So yeah, that makes 100% sense.
Weighs a lot more than 1,500 pounds.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, that.
But the brain needs to be 1,500 pounds.
Yeah, no, that
and
brain.
function.
Whatever, Chris. That would be cool. That would be cool. I mean, it would make sense.
Everybody loves Bear. That's so cool. I don't think he real. I think he might go back and watch like the live streams, but I'm not completely sure if he does. But I'll pass the message along. Oh, reason being. The reason being is because I
finally agree that Kyle Rittenhouse was likely justified.
It was a no mask rally, right?
No, I mean,
so I was gonna go there.
Why should I? Why should I have changed my mind? Has there been any new evidence that came out
and then I start having,
that would change my mind? Because if not, then
thoughts of like how the Back the Blue rally,
like real evidence, not QAnon rumors or just rumors in general.
And then also when I was at Madsen's, how I was racially profiled there. And one of the guys actually messaged me and apologized because he just went off of something this girl named Ashley Tobias said, who's been running through my comments and running my name through the mud in different groups, but that's besides the point right now. But yeah, like every time I go to an event that, has Trump supporters, I'm not treated the best. Like I'm not they automatically be like, oh, he's fake media, and then I'm harassed. So I was fine when I was going there, but then when I got there and I saw all of the
It sounds a lot like
Trump
what
flags
Portland
and
Andy
everything, that's
complains
where
about
I
on
was
the other
kinda just like,
side.
I'm just going to keep a safe distance, because every time I try to engage or like talk to them, like they are very mean to me. And that's on that. So it looks like they're just speaking right now, discussing, enjoying each other's company. Currently 10:42 p.m. in the city of Omaha, Nebraska. All right, Gage Vest, thank you for voicing your opinion. Hello from the West Indies. Okay. Yo. They have some bomb food there.
Where?
The West Indies.
Yeah.
The fans.
Wow. The weather here is turning gross, but I bet you the West Indies is so nice and like tropical and everything. Like, don't do that to us. Don't make us feel like that.
And I want to say that this is 100% self-defense. If this is not self-defense for Kyle Rittenhouse under these circumstances, then no one can protect themselves, no one can protect their family, and no one can protect their country. This is a watershed moment in American history. A very bright line has been crossed. The right to self-defense is a God-given right, and we are not going to allow a prosecutor in Kenosha, Wisconsin to take it away from Kyle Rittenhouse. Thank you so much for all this.
I don't know. I don't really think of that as an explanation, really. Sounds like a pretty likely story. I don't know. I'll have to see all the evidence when it comes out. Like, I can't just go off like rumors and stuff. Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer has a job to do, and his job is to make sure that Kyle Rittenhouse doesn't get convicted of murder. So, I mean, of course they're forming their defense. That's what defense attorneys do. Like, I would love to see, you know, I know that there's cameras all around, and I bet the police have camera footage of exactly what happened. So, it's only a matter of time before, like, it's revealed, I think. Then if it's self-defense, it's self-defense. I mean, even though he shouldn't have gone there, like, he really shouldn't have gone there with that gun. And definitely his mom shouldn't have taken him there. You know, that's negligence on her behalf. So I think everybody can agree that was wrong. But whether or not in that moment, if he feared for his life or not, that's something that, you know, we'll have to find out at a later date. When we get a little bit more solid evidence. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The rioters? Well, yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know. I believe in people over property, personally. And like, the fact that, you know, the anti-protesters or whatever, the counter-protesters that were there to protect property, I think, is more ridiculous than the reason that the protesters were there in the first place, which was because, you know, a man got shot 7 times in the back because a police officer did a shitty thing. Yeah, I think probably first-degree murder was a shitty, or first-degree homicide was a shitty charge. Though there might be more evidence that we just don't know about. So, it's really hard to say. I condemn all kinds of all killing. Like, I condemn every single killing. Like, every single life lost is a tragic loss to me. So it's not like I just, you know, pick and choose which deaths I like. That's sickening. I don't like any deaths. I've lost too many people close to me in my life. Like, I can imagine how someone's family would feel when they lose someone, regardless of the circumstances. It's always really shitty. Where's the sound? It just sucks that, like, more emphasis put on, you know, people burning shit and people fucking looting shit than, you know, the actual matter at hand. But it is what it is. I mean, we've talked about this before. Like, it's the sensationalism of media. Right. Exactly. They show what they want. And yeah, independent media can't be everywhere at once, so it is what it is. It's like, we gotta go off as much facts as we possibly can go off of, you know? Absolutely the spectacle. It's fucking frustrating to sell anytime you try to get anything accomplished in the society, and it's like, it just gets so convoluted. No, because anybody can buy a domain name and they can put whatever they want on that website. It goes to Joe Biden. That's because somebody just bought the domain name and rerouted it to their website. Like, it doesn't actually, there's no actual connection to it. Antifa and JoeBiden.com. But that's funny if somebody did that, though. That's really funny. Wait, there's another funny one. It's been like that for weeks. Well, whoever owns the domain name, I mean, they don't have to sell it. You'd think that the Biden campaign would offer like a nice amount for it, though, but they probably just don't care, because hopefully that people are smarter than that. I don't know. I'm sure it works for some people, though. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know if like the Biden campaign definitely would not want to be associated with Antifa and quote unquote shenanigans. But it also just goes to show how lazy their campaign is, because they just don't even fucking probably even know that it's even that, like, that's even going on. And if they do, like, whoever's in charge of their website and all that stuff probably just doesn't even care. So it just goes to show, like, how lazy they are. Really, it does. That's what that really shows me. They're just lazy. They don't give a damn. Are you gonna vote for Trump, Chris? I think you already told me yes. But you said you were undecided, right?
Dude, this person's saying they want to skin me and wear it.
What? You are sick. Yeah, a lot of fucking people would fall for that on the left. I could see that 100%. I wouldn't fall for it because I'm not an idiot. Yeah, it's a joke. It's just a fucking... Yeah. This is how people troll nowadays, Chris. I don't know much about you, but... No offense, but you do seem kind of like a boomer to me. So you probably don't understand trolls as much. Maybe you do. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I did mean it, but whatever, it is what it is. You exhibit a little bit of boomer behavior.
They ran straight to the cops.
You're 35. That's kind of boomerish. My bad, my bad.
So it looks like they're dispersing. We're gonna go get some pizza.
Classical liberal. Dude, classical liberalism's so boring.
Hold on, try that again.
Wait, what? Oh, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a good night, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, there is something going on tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream. Be sure to follow it. Don't send me a friend request.
Betty, bye time. Yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Wait, what? Oh, thanks for watching.
Send me a message, I'll message back. Yeah, be sure to share this stream.
Classical liberals are the reason you live in a free country today. Why do you want to go back to a time of shitty times like that? Well, it was shitty times for black people for sure. I mean, it still is, but it's even worse then. Also, Trump is not a classical liberal at all. He's like a fucking... He's a fucking corporatist. Hardcore. It depends on how you measure how people live. It depends on what statistics you're looking at, Chris. Freedom isn't boring. No, freedom isn't boring. No, freedom isn't boring. But I remember in like Poli-Sci 101, and we had to read those really boring books by John Locke. Ugh. Yeah. It's the worst. You like that shit, man? And come on, like, also, in all of those essays from, like, back from the original classical liberal lists, you know they were only referring to the white man's freedom, right? Like, not even women necessarily, and definitely not black men and women. Not like natives. Oh, we're about to get into some real nerdy poli-sci talk. It isn't boring if you imagine yourself in the situation they were in. The fact that they came up with the system they did is incredible. Ooh, not really. Maybe it was incredible for, like, white men, but it wasn't incredible for, like, anybody else. Damn. Sorry, I'm just saying damn to everybody shutting the stream down.
Thank you everyone that donated. Anybody would like to donate, you can use the super chat button before we go down. If you'd like to donate and you don't make it to the super chat button, you can use the donation links that are in the description. Pretty much on any protest video that I've done.
Yeah, maybe that's why I found it boring so much, is just because I hated it. Maybe it wasn't really boring if you were into that, but I was like, no, this isn't, you know, this isn't jiving with me. All men were created equally. Slavery was the norm at the time, so even though they couldn't change the world in one swoop, but they laid the foundation. Okay, slavery, the concept was the norm, but the way the Americans were doing slavery was fucking on another level of, like, torture and inhumanity and shit like that. And if you could look around and see that and not see that, then there was, like, literally something wrong with it. It was just, you know, it was just like the beginnings of the system of white privilege that we have now. He talks about political power as a father ruling over children. That doesn't sound like freedom to me. Right. Now we can use the same Constitution, Bill of Rights, and guess what? It applies to all colors and genders because man is a species short for human. I think Americans created slavery. How did black people become slaves? Other black people captured them and sold them. I'd say that's pretty brutal. I agree. I think it's brutal on both sides. but like the brutality of American slavery is one of a kind. You have to admit that. And also the Constitution states that, like, in terms of a full human, black people are only 2/3 human. 2/3. Not fully. We're not fully human. Only 2/3. The rest of us is just animalistic, workhorse, don't have brains, made to follow the rules and made to be controlled. I don't know if that's necessarily a statistic that's right, because I believe in South America, many countries in South America abolished slavery, and many countries in Central America abolished slavery before we did. I have to double check that. The fact that Chris Cole is so knowledgeable about American history and political theory makes me wonder how they can be in such denial about the realities of structural and systemic racism. Yeah. No, I don't think it's I'm pretty sure it does. I'm almost 99% sure. Like, we weren't even given voting rights, Chris, until the fucking 1950s, dude. Come on. But you really wouldn't know if there was systemic racism or not, because you've never been black in America, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, almost everyone has voting rights, but still marginalized communities are still having their voter rights suppressed. And that's like a Republican strategy. One that the GOP is actually really, really good at. It's not a cop-out argument, it's a valid argument. It's a totally valid argument. It's the same thing that men can't tell, it's the same reason why men can't tell women what to do with their bodies, because you've never been a woman. You can't tell a woman when she can and cannot create a life. Not anyone can go and get an ID to vote legally, though. I mean, you could try to vote illegally, but then you'll go to jail. You'll get arrested. I mean, you can't police a woman's body, period. Whatever health decisions a woman wants to make about her body is her decision. Chooses to kill a baby. If the baby is inside of the woman's body, no, you don't have a choice. You don't have a say. You can have an opinion, yeah, but you can't you can't put that opinion on a pen and paper and make it the law. You can have all the opinions you want. Right, exactly. thinking about those ribs. Maybe I will end up making them today. I don't know. Is it too late to eat ribs? Shit, Tim Black's on. Shit, oh shit, oh shit. What the fuck?
Anyone out there who feels a sense of loss or experienced loss on their day, I just want you to know we feel for you and we share with you those thoughts. Just a real quick story. I was working in what's called Falls Church, Virginia. Anybody familiar with the area knows that Falls Church, Virginia, coming from the D.C. area or coming from D.C. to Falls Church, there's a strip of road that passes you right by the Pentagon. And I remember where I was when it happened, and I remember every day after it happened, driving by the wreckage of the Pentagon. It was like the world was one way before 9/11, and it was another way after. So, knowing people that worked, at the time I worked for the phone company, and I knew people that worked in New York City who lost their lives. None of them that I knew personally, but some of my colleagues did lose their lives in 9/11. So, let's just say that. Let's just say, that we remember. That's what they want us to do. So there we go. Okay. All right. I got a couple stories that I felt were pertinent that I wanted to talk about. And they're both kind of, I don't know, man. Like I think I'm gonna go with the first one. I don't know which one's gonna really get me going more. Right? It's gonna build up a lather on this because there's something that's happening in this country, and there's something that's happening not only in the country but in the world, in the progressive area. Cool. It's just a lot's happening. Okay, so let me try to parse this out a little bit. Let's go with story number one. Something happened in Houston. Horrible thing happened in Houston. In fact, I wouldn't know about it if it wasn't for Buck. My brother Buck, he's really busy, but he moderates the Speak On It group on Facebook. So I encourage people to join it. Now, Buck sent me this link. He DM'd me. And I said, okay, thanks, Buck. And it just infuriates me what I see. I'm going to share with you this now. I want you to know there's no blood in this, but it is disturbing, okay? This is disturbing. 5 police officers in the Houston Police Department were 4 of them, 4 out of 5. 4 officers lost their jobs, and we're going to examine what happened and see if that makes sense. Here we go.
Police body cam video from Houston tonight, and it comes in a case that led to the firing of 4 police officers in Houston. The officers have been called about a man suffering a mental crisis, and in the 14-minute encounter, tasers and beanbags failed to subdue him before officers fired the fatal shots. ABC's Marcus Moore with the images tonight, and we warn you, they are disturbing.
Tonight, a Houston man's final moments captured on dramatic body cameras. Against the glare of flashlights and the throes of chaos, 27-year-old Nicholas Chavez apparently suffering a mental health crisis. The shooting happened April 21st when officers responded to several calls about a man walking into traffic. The edited-down video released tonight by Houston police shows what appears to be Chavez ignoring officers' commands while stabbing himself with a piece of rebar.
Stop telling yourself, man, relax.
Chavez repeatedly asking officers to kill him.
Get down.
Video shows officers shooting beanbags, deploying tasers, and shooting him 3 times, still trying to engage him for several minutes.
7 shots fired.
Officers later shoot him again as he tries to get a hold of one of their tasers. Firing 21 rounds, hitting him multiple times. Today, Houston Police Chief Art Acevedo confirming 4 of the 5 officers involved in Chavez's fatal shooting have been fired. Mayor's comments tonight signaling the weight of their decision and the toll of law enforcement and a nation in crisis.
No one should conclude that the dismissal of these officers is an indictment on HPD by the 53 police officers. But when you are wrong,
yes, this is recent.
there are consequences.
David, it was those 21 shots the mayor and police chief say were unjustified. The police union says the officers followed
Hey, thanks for the subscribe, Kevin.
is telling us this case will go to a grand jury for possible charges.
All right, guys. They shot this man 21 times. They were there because he was playing in traffic. We had to deal with him for 14 minutes, man. We had to shoot him.
Yeah, it's a pretty chill place.
All right.
I mean, we like to discuss respectfully. I don't think anybody here is out to like change another person's views or anything.
The mayor's crying because he had to fire these cops.
I wouldn't say my politics are backwards.
I
You
wonder
know,
if he cried.
I just think they're different than yours, Chris.
Who they Swiss cheesed up. I don't see him crying over that. I don't see him crying. Hold on, man.
You don't want to change my
4
views,
Houston
dude.
police officers
You
found out
can't.
to shoot a man on the ground 21
You
times
can't.
during an alleged mental health crisis. Okay. Nope, I don't see anything about the mayor crying.
As long as you don't mind a little bit of smoking pot and a little bit of drinking, Kevin. I live in a legal state. So
Nope, no sign of it.
it's totally legal here.
Mr. Chavez was a threat to Mr. Chavez. Mr. Chavez
You never
was
know.
hurting
You
Mr.
never
Chavez.
know. You get paranoid
And
sometimes.
the way that you help Mr. Chavez is to kill him. So he'll stop hurting himself. If you got to take an hour and a half to get someone under control, that's what you take because we pay you. You don't pay us, we pay you. You work for us. Nowhere is
good
it
for you.
more clear that just a
Congratulations.
big club, we ain't in it, and that law enforcement just a big gang than that mayor right there. You know how that mayor's crying? He don't want to go to his car tomorrow and find a dead fish in it. Well, that's what you cry about firing cops who did an execution firing squad on a man who was sitting on his ass on the ground. Oh, he's going to grab the taser. You mean the one you shot him with?
I'm confused. They shoot him 21 times with the taser, 21 times with the bullet.
Crying, not because
bullets.
He just had to himself beat the hell out of those 4 cops, just because he had to sign a piece of paper to let them be released from their duties. That's tearful. That's the eyes well over other people. You know how many people lose their jobs every day, Johnson? No one cries. See, this is just a big gang. It's just a huge gang. That's all it is. Mr. Chavez was high. Obviously. Well, not obviously, but he was high. He tested positive for methamphetamine, infidel, whatever that crap is.
What?
He was zonked out of his brain, okay? Who did he hurt? Himself. Who did they kill? Him. This is not indicative of Houston Police Department.
Hold on, the whole thing was just on film.
I don't know what else to say. You know, I don't. I guess I'll save my fury for the next story. It's just so.
I think they said he was stabbing himself with a piece of rebar.
You know, it's just so repetitive.
What the fuck?
They kill us. We
But
yell.
still,
We get angry. I yell.
he didn't deserve
I
to
get
die.
angry. I
for
say
that.
a bunch of things that make sense. And then
I think he had a piece of rebar. They said he was stabbing himself with a piece of rebar. They said.
Trump defends
so
them.
he had some rebar, I guess.
The right defends them. Idiots online.
He could hit somebody with that, but not when there's like 10 cops
Why
around.
didn't he just listen? I don't know. It's the same reason why he was stabbing himself. He wasn't in his right mind.
Yeah, exactly. It is ridiculous.
He's in control of his faculties.
Come on, Chris. You got to admit that's ridiculous.
You know, sort of like your parents when they decided that fateful day to stupidly procreate and create you. They weren't in their right minds, Johnson.
I'll admit he is a lot more emotional. I think he's doing it for the dramatic effect, personally. But I think he was more upset that the fucking
that's what they're going to do. They're looking to file charges, maybe
started crying because he had to fire the cops and not because of the guy that died. That's why I think he's more emotional.
Well, they shot him 3 times. That's not counting in the 23. They shot him 3 times. Then they shot him 21 times. For a total of 24 times. They did cops and the mayor didn't have a problem with the 3 shots. Oh no, you did what you had to do. But the 21 shots, it's a little bit over the top there with the 21 shots. We usually keep it in the 10 to 12 range. I wonder what they got fired for. They probably didn't even get fired for killing Mr. Chavez. They got fired for wasting company property. Yeah, reckless use of company assets.
I wonder what more there could be to it. I mean,
Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg said in a statement Thursday that her office is reviewing the incident and plans to present a case directed to a grand jury that will determine whether the Houston police officers who shot Nicholas Chavez were justified or were they just Klans members. Oh, I'm sorry. Were they justified or whether they committed a crime? She's going to determine if they were justified in the 21 shots. Because, you know, you can't just eat one. You got to eat the whole box. In a press conference Thursday, Chavez's mother, Leanta Chavez, said she was elated over the dismissal of the 4 officers, but called for them to be charged. According to the Houston Chronicle, it's very hard to be happy and sad about something so tragic. No, it's not hard. For you, it's hard. And when they get sentenced, which they should in a just world, if they were to be sentenced, if we lived in a just world, they would be sentenced. Hey, go ahead, police apologists in my comment section. Go ahead. I know you want to do it. Oh, but he should have just complied. They should have shot him. They should have shot him. They should have shot him 54 times. Yeah, that'll learn you. Next time when he gets shot, next time the cops tell him to do something, he'll do it, right? People are morons, man. Moron. The next story is
No. I think
morons.
I don't think he's like
in a different way though. I gotta say this, man.
He's not really going
okay,
that
so
that
let me
crazy.
set the table for
he
you.
got up a couple times.
It's
you know,
Saturday.
did the walk around. That's typical shit.
Right?
That's typical
Saturday,
shit.
Okay. Could have been Saturday. This just
No,
happened.
I think he's like
every day runs
just
together,
fucking
man.
sick
I
of
don't
seeing
have a
people
life.
get killed by the cops.
You gotta
We all
understand
should be
that.
sick
Tim
of
Black,
that.
this is all I do. This is it. This and cook meals for my wife.
Especially like that. Like, damn, that's a rough way to go. Getting tased or whatever 21 times. I don't know if he was tased 21 times or if he got shot with bullets 21 times. But either
And
way,
that's pretty good. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. Thank you. Back to square one.
that's a crazy time.
Let's just say yesterday.
They could have fucking gotten that guy under control way before he got the tasing. And even when he did have the
Michael Render's
tasing,
trending.
cops get tased for
This
training
is good.
anyways.
I'd like to see Michael Render trend.
They can handle. I can handle a tase. You can handle a tase.
Someone who,
especially when there's like 10 of them, he can only
always has
tase
something
one cop at
intelligent
a
to
time.
say, always has something from his point of view, and is mostly very much uncompromising in his point of view. I like that. I think that's impressive. Impressive. It's a tribute to his character that he says what he means. He says it very deliberately, and he's thoughtful. The man is always thoughtful. I may not agree with everything he ever says. I never agree with everything everyone says. But he's always thoughtful, and he always has a reason for saying it. And you got to respect that. So I saw him trending. I said, what is Killer Mike trending for? And then I saw why he was trending. He was trending because Killer Mike was being slammed. He was being slammed by some people about some of his, about a meeting that he took.
Uh-oh. Gosh. Who the hell is that?
Now,
who the hell is that?
Killer
guy?
Mike took a meeting with Governor Brian Kemp, a Republican. Oh my God, he sat down with a Republican. Yeah, he sat down with a Republican, and people did not like him talking with Kemp. What are you doing talking with Kemp?
Well, we just saw it on video, though.
Now,
I saw it on the video. Maybe you missed it, but I saw what was going on the video. He was just going a little bit crazy. I mean,
Mr. Kemp, who just can't stand Mr. Kemp.
I personally
for
wouldn't have
reasons.
felt like my life was in danger.
Didn't much care about what they were talking about or why Michael Render would
I don't know the
have to sit
statistic.
down with the governor of his state. They didn't understand it. It didn't make sense.
But
to
it's
them.
probably like
They
40 to
thought that was crazy
60%.
talk. They thought, blasphemy. Why would Killer Mike sit down with this guy? He stole an election from Stacey Abrams. He wears cowboy belt buckles, and he's a Republican. And he opened up Georgia or something. Okay, so there was a lot of things people were flying around.
Actually, it's only 19%. 20%. Yeah. 20%.
Anyway, so they were really going in on Killer Mike. They were really giving him a hard time. I sent out a tweet just saying that Killer Mike he can go anywhere he wants to go, because wherever he goes, he's gonna stand up for the people of Georgia. That's what he does. Doesn't matter where he goes. Matter what he does when he gets there. That's how I always look at it. You can go anywhere you want to go.
I don't know, some random article.
The Turner sent out a tweet of support. Tariq Nasheed sent out a tweet of support. A number of people sent out tweets of support.
Project.
And some people sent out tweets of hate. Very angry with Michael.
Looks like a cop website.
So, unlike most people, I took the extra step. And I went and saw what was discussed.
No.
Because that's always important to me. What was discussed during the meeting that Killer Mike's catching all this heat for? What did they talk about? Was Mike discussing how he's now a Republican and he wants to, he said screw Medicare for all, screw, ending mass incarceration, like screw reinvestment, screw, job training programs, or, what did he say? He must have said something. He must have said something in that interview that must be horrific, that makes him a pure hypocrite, that goes against everything that Michael has ever talked about. So I went and I listened to this interview. Here goes a piece of that interview.
Oh, I know I wasn't there,
Actually,
but like,
this is the piece of the interview when they went on
feel
the
like I
radio
wouldn't be
station
scared,
after
man.
meeting together. So
it takes a lot to get me scared.
Governor
I guess.
Kemp and Killer Mike, they had the meeting, and now radio stations, after the aftermath and all the drama, the radio station said, please come on our show and tell us what you talked about, because, it's all this drama. So here goes the interview after the meeting where they explain what they talked about. Here we go. Yeah, there you go.
What is the most important thing that you'd like to see the governor get done, that he can get done immediately, that was in your conversation?
The most immediate. I think when people think immediate, they think of almost immediate can turn into, hey, I'm just doing this for show. I told the governor that I believe he has a strong chance of being a 2-term governor, and if that's going to be the case, what I would like to see is minority contracts rise from 2%.
I used to work in a group home, and I've definitely had quote-unquote nut jobs coming at me with weapons.
That as early as high school pushes, in particular, working class poor men and Black and African American young men into trades, because over the next 20 years, Georgia's going to be growing. Whether it's the port down in Savannah, where my wife is from, or the city of
If you can't
Atlanta,
handle
or
nut jobs,
agriculture in
fucking
southern
take your
Georgia,
ass home and
I'd
sit
like
the
to
fuck
see us
down.
prepare
Get a
our
new
young
job.
men to fulfill those jobs.
Why you gotta be so
because we need
jumpy all the
fathers, we need
time?
husbands, and we need stability in particular.
Why you gotta be so trigger
in African
happy?
Americans. So
Learn some
I'd
composure.
like to see our legislation push to support our governor in efforts he does to lean toward that. And the other thing
like you
is,
said, why
and
get
I
emotional
talked
if
to
you
a
don't
friend
have
of
all the
mine who's doing
facts?
life in prison today, and he said, Mike,
Maybe this
before
person
we weren't
isn't
even getting a
dangerous
proper
at all.
amount or any food, and because of the governor,
Maybe they just want a hug.
mandate, I don't know what the mandate was or what the order that came down, but he
Something
made
to
sure
eat,
to tell me
some
he was
water,
thankful for that.
some
Because
clean
the
clothes,
conditions of the
a place
prisoner,
to
much
sleep.
like if you believe in Christ and you're a Jesus believer, then you have to know that the
Some
last
money.
person on earth he saved was a prisoner, was someone who was a confessed thief. And I judge societies a lot of times by how we judge them, how we fix them, how we treat them. So I was very good to know that he was at least in line with the thinking that our prisoners should not get out of
maybe he
jail
just
with
wants a
$25
hug.
bus ticket, and we have to decrease
Exactly.
the amount of juveniles that are going into prison, and we have to decrease the recidivism rate. And former Judge Bradley Boyd out of Fulton County Juvenile Court had a wonderful example, and I think there's a court maybe in one of the smaller cities or towns here that deals with the trauma of kids, so we don't funnel kids into the prison system. And he really seemed receptive to that, and I was really appreciative of that. As you know, Republicans a lot of times, and the politicians period, get a bad rap around more prisons growing versus more programs to restore young. Like Frederick Douglass said, it's easier to build strong children than repair broken men.
Okay, so a lot of people are upset about Killer Mike having this discussion. It sounds like an above-board discussion. They said, I can't imagine that Killer Mike believes that the governor of making black votes disappear has any real interest in tackling racism in Georgia or anywhere else. So I guess the real question here is, who was this meeting even for? That was columnist Zach Lindley in a piece that he wrote. As far as I can tell, Kemp is just following the GOP trend of parading black faces around to show the Republican Party isn't the old white man party. It's perceived as being, while continuing to ignore black issues and actively opposing anti-racism efforts. On Twitter, the criticism continued, though Winder responded with confidence that the meeting was the right move. In multiple tweets, the rapper discussed how creating a change sometimes involves doing things that appear unpopular. Winder also retweeted an account by left conservatives for Biden that wrote, and for the inevitable partisans who say, oh, but Kemp got a photo op, he also got to listen to a powerful advocate for criminal justice reform on the issues we can build unconventional coalitions. And after one user wrote to him asking if he really met with the Republican governor, the progressive activist wrote, absolutely, I pay taxes in Georgia and own businesses here. I'm checking up on my dollars at work. I also met with my city council member, my state rep, and mayor. I suggest all Georgians do the same. So I want to give a shout out to 95.5 WSB for the clip that I used, and please, no problems, please. Now that we got all that, I just want to say, based on what I'm hearing from Killer Mike in this conversation, and on that phone, on that radio station call you just heard, the mayor was also on the line, and they were going back and forth, but they could only talk one at a time. And not the mayor, the governor. So, I just want to make it clear here. Michael Render doesn't need to apologize or to explain why he wanted to talk to his governor. That's stupid shit. But if he does decide that, okay, let me get an explanation, because we have seen Donald Trump parade black folks around, Kanye West, Jim Brown, Steve Harvey. We've seen this so many times that it's become a thing where we're always attuned to it. But I've also seen Democrats parade black people around. Hillary Clinton paraded around the mothers of Tamir Rice, the mother of John Crawford, wife of Eric Garner. Didn't this ring a bell? She had all of them with her, so it's not a Republican thing. I don't know, this person thinks it's a Republican thing. That really pisses me off. How people tend to only see one side of the aisle doing something and totally ignore when the exact same thing, even sometimes even worse, to a higher level, is being done on their own side. They act like they don't see it. But back to Killer Mike. Killer Mike is talking to Governor Kemp about jobs programs. Jobs programs that help black youth, black families, black folks. And you are giving him grief for that? I'd like to question if you are the person who's trying to keep black people down. I mean, anytime you don't want the governor to talk to someone who is advocating for the people that you say you care about, then I think that you're the racist. I think that you're undercover racist, or you just got an issue with Killer Mike that you are too cowardly to truly express. So now you use this as a means in order to get that, to get your point across, or a way to take shots at Mike. Killer Mike had a very definitive, very exacting, detailed ask.
De-escalating mental health situations, I would give somebody a hug.
A government that only awards 2% of the minority contracts to 2% of contracts, 2% of the government contracts in Georgia go to black folks. Minority, anybody could be a minority. I mean, well, it's a lot of minorities. Only 2% minority? Is that even right? Is that true? Please tell me you meant black. 2% of government contracts, that's it. You know there's 98% left. I wonder where that goes. So Killer Mike wanted to address that and say, hey, it looks like you may become a second-term governor, and if that's true, can we work on this? Can we have an initiative that will increase this 2% number to 8 to 10%? 8 to 10%. Why isn't everybody, instead of being mad at Killer Mike, why aren't you yelling at every other representative in that state, every other lawmaker, Democratic lawmaker in that state who's not doing the exact same thing that Killer Mike is doing? You're not saying it because you're not really interested in the change as much as you are in destroying Michael Render, as you are in smearing Michael Render. Because if you really cared about black people, you'd be appalled at that 2% number. You would be deeply, deeply resentful of that number. So resentful of that number, so focused on this number of 2% that you would have no time at all to belly up to the bar and smear Michael Render for having a say, for voicing that opinion, or any opinion, or taking any meeting. You'll be too busy advocating for these people. But that's not what you're about. You're about gatekeeping and telling people who they can talk to, who they can't talk to, so you can write your little shitty article, or so you can tweet on Twitter. You don't even know. People were tweeting hate towards Mike, and they don't even know what they talked about. Now, I haven't spoken to Mike had an opportunity. I mean, I was already a person that supported him.
The one who
But once I had him on the show and
okay.
had an opportunity to speak to him once again, how much cool to come on my show, have a conversation, and answer, indulge me some questions that the community wanted to know that I know he didn't want to talk about. But I had to ask him because that was my job, to ask him about some of the other statements that he made about the police there in Georgia. I had to ask those questions to do my job correctly. And he answered those questions. He didn't brush me off. So I already knew what kind of person he was. That's why before I even listened to the radio spot to find out what the conversation consisted of, I already knew that if Michael Render's going to put it all on the line and go meet with Governor Kemp, he's doing it for a reason. Michael Render's already a rich man. He don't need to. He's doing this to help other people. He's already good. He's got the job many people dream of. He's a rap star. And he also has the best of both worlds because he fucking matters. But you critics don't matter because you don't do anything except criticize people doing it. So I already knew that Michael Render was not going to throw away his reputation for nothing. He's not going to throw it away for a photo op. He's too savvy for that. Give the man some credit. At least wait to hear what the conversation was. At least get more information before you shit on a man who's one of... See, this is what happens. This is what happens. How can we have leadership? How can we have leaders? How can we have people that carry the torch, that get things done, that work towards the goals we want, if all we do is destroy them and tear them down and rip them limb for limb at every turn? I saw it all through 2019 into 2020. All you do is destroy the good, looking for the perfect. And it's never really the perfect, it's just who you want. Killer Mike, keep doing your damn thing. I know you will. You don't need to hear this from me at all.
What?
I was hesitant to talk about this only because I know you don't need me saying shit about what you said or what you did, but I just feel like sometimes other people need to go ham a little bit. Because what's going on right now is disgusting. It's pathetic. These people who are doing this are not progressive. They're not what's the word? Pro-black. They're not anti-racist. They're just assholes. They're just sheltered assholes. And they're plants. That's what they are. They are plants and sabotagers. That's what they are. I'd like to know a time when Michael Render was not advocating for his community. I'd like to know that. I'd like to know a time when he wasn't advocating for black folks. I'd like to know when that time was. No one's perfect, and I'm not suggesting that Michael...
All right, here we go.
No Captain Saberhole. Punch that bitch. Oh, man, she already smacked her. And she's gonna call the police. Yeah, punch the call the police. Ooh, move, car, move. Oh, yeah? Oh, what? Oh, no, hold on. He punching him. He punching him. Hey, hold on.
There it is. Want to see it again? I'll play it one more time.
Their stories are forever inscribed on the eternal.
Oh, fuck it. You saw it, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, it's the same guy. I'm pretty sure they're sure it's the same guy, dude. Pretty sure they're sure. Pretty sure. Pretty sure they proved it or something.
so much criticism for what everybody else does. All right. All right. Well, anyway, that's it. Thank you. Go fuck yourselves.
Cause that video that we
I
just
I
saw.
just see myself and I see y'all gonna do that. I just know.
Fucking
Like, Tim, why don't you
suck.
run for something? So I have to deal with this stupid shit.
Alright.
I should run for something.
The
so that I
original
have to
one,
put
you
up
can
with
clearly see it
imbeciles,
then.
even to the higher degree than I do now, who just disagree, who believe, for instance, hey, Trump not telling them that the coronavirus was airborne back on February 7th when he told Woodward that somehow that's not a big deal. That's no big problem because what could you do anyway? Idiot, people would like to know. Wouldn't you like to know? And those same people criticize Woodward for not spilling the beans on Trump earlier. So it's not okay. No, it's not. You don't have a problem with Trump withholding information detrimental to our society. You are such an ass kiss that you will ignore the president of the United States lying to you.
Yeah.
But then
That's
you're going to
it's
hold a
shitty
reporter
behavior,
to a higher standard than him
In general, the kid,
for honesty
I
or
think he
divulging of
just
information.
had issues, man.
Either they're both wrong or they're both right, bitch. That's how that would have to go. What am I not getting? There's a pack of wolves outside, and you don't tell me because, well, you're going to have to go outside at some point anyway. But, man, maybe I wouldn't have went out then if I'd have known there was some wolves out there. Why didn't you tell me? Well, I
Floyd's
didn't want you
behavior
to
was
panic.
also bad. Doesn't mean he deserves to be dead.
No, you didn't want to tell me.
Same.
Because you benefit from not telling me. You fucking.
I don't think he should be convicted of murder
you know what, man?
solely
Like,
because
hey,
he hit
look,
that
hey,
girl. Of course not.
I'm going to bring it down a notch. It's just like
But
this,
I do
man.
think, to me, that it solidifies my feeling that he did go to Kenosha looking for trouble.
You
He
understand
did go
me?
to kind of.
When I say we, I don't mean me.
Because
We
he was
don't run
fired up.
shit here. We have black people that look like they run positions of power. We don't run. So it ain't us. And a lot of you don't run shit either, except your mouths or your gas tanks, your gas, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Run around the block. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter in
but
terms
you get
of
my
his
point.
murder charge.
Like, if
To me, I'm just
this
stating my
is it,
opinion
the
on
fall of an empire,
what I think
America
he's
deserves
there in Kenosha to do,
because the people are fucking stupid.
which is like getting
Well,
a
it's a
fight,
pandemic, and I'd rather not
cause
know.
trouble.
Man.
I know kids like that. We all know kids like that. Come on. Act like you don't know a kid from your school who's like that, who's like just always wanting to fight,
I'm sorry,
always
man.
looking for trouble. Didn't matter if it was a girl, didn't matter if it was a guy. They were gonna punch somebody. They were gonna do something.
Shock therapy would be. Let me do some shock therapy. These people are idiots, man. All right. Woo, it got hot in here. It got hot in here. Woo, hot in here.
The rioters were probably there looking for trouble
now
too.
we're gonna go to phone
But that doesn't
calls.
have anything to do with Black Lives Matter.
We're going to go to phone calls, man. I try to tell you, man. I saw Trump's niece, Mary Trump, was talking about Uncle Trump and how bigoted, how much of a loser he really is. She made that all up. They made her say that. That's not true. Well, all these people in his cabinet saying it. All the people who used to work with him are saying it. His own family saying it. Everybody's lying but him. For real, dog. Like, I never defended Obama to this point. I never defended the Clintons and anyone. Well, you people, you can't even admit the guy got character flaws. Like, that's obvious. Obvious. He hung out with Epstein. You know that, right? You don't have any, there's nothing. Okay. He hung out with other people. We're talking about him, though. Those other people are president right now. We're talking about him.
You must have gone to a bigger school than mine, because everybody knew everybody in my school, and there was definitely quite a few kids like that in my school.
I'm gonna go.
Definitely.
I was trying to go to phone calls. It's just that these people are just. All right. Let me get set up here, guys, so we can get some phone calls going. Yeah. Get the conversations underway here. Now I got the juices. Independent media only, Johnson. You can come. Look, this is good for me to remind you now, because you may not realize it, but the Tim Black Show is not funded by any corporate organization. It's not funded by, the Democrats or Republicans. I don't know if you knew that or not, because obviously the Democrats fund me the way I slam the Democrats. Obviously, I'm funded by the Trump campaign, obviously. No, seriously, let me stop playing for some dummy trying to use that. The Tim Black Show is funded by viewers like you. Viewer support, that's what keeps the show going. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Not only to support independent media only, Johnson.
Well, yeah, I don't know. There was definitely some kids who
access to all our live
I don't know. All they wanted to do was fight.
Entirety, right? So,
I was never.
I
wasn't really friends with them, but it just seemed like every time I look up, they were in a fight or in trouble.
We're giving away too much gear in the last couple months, so we want to give away some shirts and stuff. And we do stuff like that. And also join our text list. Cornbread, text the word cornbread to code 21,000. So,
they were funny to watch in class when they get in trouble by the teacher. Oh my god, that shit would be so entertaining.
That's all I'm asking. I just want to be as big as Andrew shows. That's it. Is it too much to ask?
My high school's kind of wild though, also.
To be as big as Andrew
like,
shows?
People were just extra bad.
Come on, man. Is that? I'm not asking that much, really. I'm not asking a lot. He's only got 16,000 Patreons. He only pulls in $70,000 a month. I mean, that's all I'm asking. To be as big as him. Or maybe a little less. Maybe a little. Man, just imagine what we do, man. I know our damn phone line would work. I know that shit. I know that. We'd have a phone line, but we'd be talking.
Tim Black is hilarious.
Talking on Mars, man, and we had that type of money. All right, I'm going to go phone call. All right. I got a 202 number in the queue. 202. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Okay. Let me try that again. Hey, 202. Hey, how you doing now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Who's this?
All right, I think I'm going to log off for the night. It was nice to talk to all y'all. Thanks for the subscribe, Kevin. Stop by anytime. Chris, it was great talking to you as usual. Yeah, I'll probably stream tomorrow and the next day, and then take a couple days off. But yeah, peace. Have a good night.